that isn't qualified to be given hot takes on head coaches, it's Mike Lombardi. All right? This guy, he's the guy that drafted Jamarcus Russell, the most unqualified quarterback in the history of the NFL. But his hot take on Doug Pederson, boiling hot. If you haven't heard it by now, a couple days ago already, so here's his statement in a podcast on The Ringer. Everyone knows Pederson isn't a head coach. He might be less qualified to coach a team than anyone I've seen in my 30-plus years in the NFL. Pederson was barely a coordinator before he became a head coach. Can you imagine if we elected a U.S. president who didn't have any real training? Sorry, don't answer that. All right. So, my thoughts on his statement, he's not necessarily wrong. And here's why. The Eagles, in this situation, when they hired Doug Pederson, there were two things that they were trying to do. One, they were trying to recreate the whole Andy Reid thing, because when Andy Reid was hired, he wasn't necessarily qualified either. Andy Reid was a quarterback's coach. He wasn't even a coordinator when he was hired. And then you look at Doug Pederson. Doug Pederson was a quality control coach for the Eagles in, 2009? So from 2009 to 2011, he was doing this with the Birds. And then for 3 years, he was the offensive coordinator in Kansas City. And then all of a sudden, he's got a head coaching job. So that's, there you go. So you got that, and then the fact that, you want the anti-Chip Kelly. What did Jeffrey Lurie talk about during his press conference? Emotional intelligence. And if there was a guy that was the complete opposite of Chip Kelly, when it comes to being like that lovable type of coach, well, Doug Pederson is your answer. So Doug Pederson is a player's coach. He's like Andy Reid in that sense. So, yeah, so those were the two reasons why the Eagles made this move. And, yeah, sure, it was a head-scratcher. And I'm sure 99% in Philadelphia don't think that Doug Pederson is a coach. So, anyway, I'm seeing a bunch of comments about Zeke. So, I don't know. We got people bantering back and forth. Here's what I can tell you about Zeke. An inside source says 2 games, but I don't know if that's true or not. So that's what I can tell you about Zeke. But back to Doug Pederson. All right, so here's what I'll say. There are certainly a lot of questions for Doug. But it's also unfair to criticize him completely as of yet. Now, there were a couple instances last year. Obviously, he cost the Eagles 2 games. I mean, there's Giants game, Dallas game. He also had Carson Wentz lead blocking on a play after coming out for concussion protocol, which was just absolutely stupid. That was another thing that he did. But here's the thing. Just like Carson Wentz last year, Doug Pederson was a rookie head coach without any weapons at his disposal. So we know about this huge playbook that Doug Pederson has and all the formations and all the different things that he does. Well, if you don't have talent at your disposal, it's hard to open up that playbook. Now, I am concerned because I know he's as conservative as they come, and I'm just a little concerned that he's not going to let Carson Wentz play up to his full capabilities. I don't want him limiting him. I want him to let him fling it and sling it and do whatever he wants and do whatever he needs to do. So that's what I'm a little bit afraid about. I want him to take the handcuffs off Carson Wentz. So, hey, the statement of Mike Lombardi saying might be the least qualified coach to coach a team that anyone I've seen in the 30-plus years in the NFL, hey, he's not necessarily wrong. Because there's when he was hired, I scratched my head. I was like, wow. Him? He wasn't even it was out of left field. No other team was even considering Doug Pederson. Doug Pederson was 3 years away before, he could have really seriously be considered a head coach. But, he got hired early. We're trying to recreate the Andy Reid situation. So, all we want are yards. I quite frankly don't care how we get them as long as them yards. Oh. Hey, Fedkiw, the Chiefs are coming. That's week 2. 1 week at a time. Coaches talk, right? 1 week at a time. But, it's just funny, this whole thing, though, about Mike Lombardi, because, he's probably the most unqualified guy that you can hire right now, and he's making shit like this up. So, yeah. I can't wait to see the 50-50 balls Wentz to Jeffrey. Those are 75-25 balls when it comes to Alshon Jeffrey. You have any possible head coaching candidates for us? Dude, I wanted Adam Gase. Adam Gase was the guy I wanted. I wanted him desperately. And if you think about it too, man, if you would have hired Gase and you would have had Wentz, that combination is pretty deadly. It's pretty fearsome. You got a Gase who's a quarterback guru, and Wentz. I mean, that would have been amazing. So, yeah, I talked about that. Mike Lombardi drafted Jamarcus Russell, so he's unqualified to make any statements because he drafted the most unqualified quarterback in the history of the NFL. So, but hey, I don't necessarily disagree with his statements. Like when Doug Pederson was hired, I questioned the same thing. I was asking the same thing. I'm like, this is a bad move, and we'll see. We'll see how this works out. Maybe it'll be like Andy Reid, and he'll prove me wrong. But I've questioned this move from the beginning, and I've seen the head scratching things that he's done too. So, are you concerned with the running game? I'll be concerned if they're still not running the ball well week 1. I'm not concerned because it was preseason. So I'm pulling for Doug, but I'm scared. Like that's my thinking. Like obviously we don't want to see them fail. We don't want to see people fail. Like, as much as Doug sucks, him, Howie, and Joe are making some good moves for us. Joe, man, the impact of Joe Douglas. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. There's only so many players you can call when Nelson Aguilar is a wide receiver on the field. Well, yeah, I was talking about that too. It's hard to expand the playbook when you have no playmakers. So I miss Barbary now. Yeah, see, I wouldn't have traded him, but that was me. I even said it at the time. But the other thing too about last year that was concerning was Wentz got worse as the year went along. And Doug Pederson's supposed to be a quarterback. You got a quarterback's coach in John DeFilippo, and your offensive coordinator is a former quarterback in Frank Reich. Why was Carson Wentz regressing by the end of the year? Why wasn't he getting better? Why weren't his mechanics getting better? So, and then he goes to a quarterback guru this offseason. Obviously, you can't meet with your coaches during the offseason, but, no, Lane Johnson, as soon as he returned, then I don't believe that for a second. That's what people want to believe, but that's not the truth. Are you surprised they didn't claim anyone or traded for anyone? Maybe they just haven't made a move yet. I don't know, but I am surprised they haven't gone after a lineman at least. Once played well versus Redskins, Ravens, and Giants late. He played better, but there were still a lot of those same mechanical flaws. And he was perceiving pressure in the pocket that wasn't there. He was still, sailing the ball high. Things that I saw in week 1, week 2, week 3, I wasn't seeing late in the season. So you had a lot. Yeah, he got worse. Oh, Bengals game was real ugly. You think Wentz can be inconsistent? I mean, I guess it's possible. I mean, we really don't know. We haven't seen Carson Wentz play more than a season. And while I did watch him at North Dakota State sometimes, I mean, it's not like he played a lot because he got hurt his senior year. but he did get worse as the year went on. Could you give a Wentz stat line for 2017? I think he'll throw for like near 4,000 yards, like about 26, 27 touchdowns, 12, 13 interceptions. Thinking something like that. I don't think he'll get to 30 touchdowns. Once starts 8-0, we'll all be in Philly heaven. Huh. Oh, we can only dream. Are you doing any podcasts this week? We're doing our preview tomorrow for the Eagles-Redskins. And Brennan and I are going to do a prediction show tomorrow night as well. So we got 2 lined up for tomorrow. I'm still waiting to get my laptop back. The whole laptop situation is fucked. Like, Hurricane Harvey has caused a delay. Whatever part they need for my laptop, they can't send, so I have to keep waiting. But, you know, because I wanted to do I was supposed to do a podcast with EDP this weekend, and never happened. So, you think Wendell Smallwood could be the main back by midseason? It wouldn't surprise me, because I think the way Smallwood runs, it actually kind of better fits what the offensive line is good at. What happened to EDP's channel? YouTube has really cut down on like their blocking restrictions, and you have trolls that are simply just reporting him just to report him, and he gets strikes on his channel. And when you get a strike on your channel, well, you can't do shit. So it really sucks that, you know, people have no fucking lives and they go and troll his shit just to get pleasure for themselves. Like, whatever. Like, if that's what people want to do. So he's going to use my channel as an outlet. And if people start blocking my channel, well, then I'm going to get pissed off. You actually like EDP, though? He didn't even know who Sidney Jones was. EDP's a great friend of mine. We're really good friends. So is he gone forever? I don't think he's gone forever. It's just these trolls keep, like, reporting his account, and you know, he gets strikes, and these strikes are fucking him over. So that's what's going on. And in order to not get another strike, damn, I think Joe Mixon might be a stud. I think he is a stud. That's something that EDP and I agreed with. I actually found out about you through EDP. EDP, yeah, I guess I forget exactly how that happened, but he like came on one of my videos, commented, and then that's how that all started. He thinks I'm funny as hell. My friend compared Joe Mixon to Danny Woodhead. They're not alike at all. 2 opposite skin colors as well. They're not, no, I don't agree with that. Joe Mixon and Danny Woodhead. Who's your favorite Eagles YouTuber? Is it bad that, like, I really don't watch a lot of the people's videos? I watch EDP and Philly 500. Like, those are my 2 guys. And then I think the smartest Eagles YouTuber is probably either there's 3 of them that are really, really smart. Do you listen to Elliott Short Parks? I don't listen to Elliott. I don't. ESP puts out clickbait content. He doesn't actually believe what he says. He's a troll. I don't take him seriously. So, anyways, smartest Eagles YouTubers. I think Philly 500 is very smart. I think Darius Jackson, and I think Gio is very smart. Gio Giovanni. Yeah, everyone tends to think that I'm the smartest one, but I'm not gonna sit here and call myself the smartest one. You and Beast Mode TV should do a show sometime. Dude, I don't know who Beast Mode TV is. I don't know who that is. Event status. Yeah, I don't know who that is either. I think you are by far. Thanks, man. But you got to remember, I am kind of do this professionally, so like it's kind of unfair. Yeah. Beast mode, nice. How are you not on there? I don't know, man. That's for 97.5 to figure out. Which Eagles YouTuber do you hate the most? I don't hate any of them, so I'm not going to answer that question. I'm cool with all the guys. Like, I'm part of that group that they have, the what do you call that? The Philly Knights. You know, they got their own little chat on Facebook. So I'm part of that. Actually, you know, Spunky 1991 is very smart too. If Sproles and Peters retires, could re-sign Jernigan, Jeffrey, and Burton. I think Timmy Jernigan's going to have a huge year playing next to Fletcher Cox. So, that's me. I like you and 4th and John. 4th and John, yeah. 4th and John, I've been on there a couple times. E-Rock and I are good friends. Should we trade up to get Barkley? The problem with trading up to get Barkley is we don't have a second and a third. So the Eagles don't exactly have the ammunition to get up and trade him. Who is your biggest upset for the Eagles this year? You mean who they can beat? I think they can beat the Raiders. Beast Mode TV is an Eagles YouTube 30K subs. Wow. There's a guy with 30K subs. I don't even know about him. Raiders probably. I can see the Eagles beating the Raiders. Yeah. You think we can beat the Chiefs? That's interesting. Brendan thinks we can beat the Chiefs. I don't think like we're traveling to Arrowhead and beating them, but that's just me. C4. Who are some of these guys? Man. Is it bad that I don't watch YouTube? Like, I don't see... So, C4, I don't know. Beast Mode, I don't know. And there was another one I don't know. Thoughts on Darby's new number? Oh, Beast Mode is C4? Oh, okay. Yes, yeah, I don't know that. What are your thoughts on picking up the Redskins' third quarterback? Well, obviously the Eagles needed a third guy. I think it's just a coincidence that it happened to be the Redskins guy. So, once I get my laptop back, I'll be doing shows with EDP and Philly 500. Philly 500 and I have agreed to do. Well, we're gonna try to do like a show once a week. I think the Eagles can beat the AFC East without the toughest beat. Sorry, I missed that one. So, and also once I get my laptop back, I'll be doing more of those Fedkiw focus videos that you guys loved. So, I'll be doing some of those. I wanted to do something on Alshon Jeffrey and Josh Norman because, well, Josh Norman is kind of Alshon Jeffrey's bitch. So, C4 does a lot of Madden, but he's pretty good at analyzing the Eagles games, gives out player grades. Oh, okay. Out of all the rookie quarterbacks, who has the best chance to be the next franchise quarterback? I think Trubisky looks like he's the guy. Trubisky. I don't think signing Le'Veon Bell is a smart decision. I think it's better to draft a younger back, and he'd be cheaper, and it'd allow you more financial flexibility to re-sign Alshon Jeffrey. Yeah, Mitch Trubisky looks like he's